streaming,
Yes.
we can talk about this. So what was the thing again? I forgot what we were talking about. It doesn't have us, it just has cubes, so they'll just hear us.
Yeah,
talking
I
in the
just had to
background.
mute it because it was like you again, but delayed.
Oh, cool.
What were we talking about? We were talking about which thing? The
Setup.
time privilege.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were saying, well, okay, so my original gripe was someone bitching about Pamporo, bitching about how long the setup is and how brutal the setup is, and they were hoping that the juice was worth the squeeze. And my immediate thought is whether the juice is worth the squeeze or not, it shouldn't be determined on setup. And then you were going to say
I was going to say, well,
that I'm
actually,
privileged.
yeah, because you stay up until whatever time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and you have admitted that you would do this at a con. You have no
Time don't matter.
you don't care. Yeah, time doesn't matter to you. So of course
Once
you're
I'm
going to say
awake,
that.
once I'm awake.
If you're sleeping,
If I'm
time
sleeping,
matters.
that matters a lot. Every
Yeah.
minute.
So
So you
you're
were
just a
saying
little
having
bit
kids
time
affects like whether you give a shit about like the setup time and all that shit? What were you
Well,
saying?
yeah, like especially in a game like Pampero too, because you might have like, oh, like the kids have to go to something at 3 p.m. I've got like 2 hours, right?
Mhm.
So I've got to get this game played. Got to get this game played, and then
Right.
you've got an hour and a half to set up a game. It's like, no.
Yeah, so
I
my
mean,
question,
it's a bit
go
like
ahead.
food prep. You can prep it, but then maybe you can't prep it because what if you like had to feed the kids at 12 and then they go do their thing and then you've got the table and then you got to set it up. I'm just saying that it's a pain. It is a pain. Okay? It's a pain.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that it should, if setup time deters you from buying a game, then me and you we're not in the same hobby. Now, if setup time determines whether
Not
if you
in the
play
same
the
way.
game, yeah, I understand. We're in the same hobby, but you own the game. Like is my complaint as the designer or the publisher that you don't get to play it once you own it. Once you own it, it's your problem now. So if it's a problem with setup and you're complaining about the setup or whether this game is any good, how long are you keeping it in your library? You already fucking bought it. It's your game.
Oh,
So,
no, I don't think people are going to like you can't change that really. I don't
change
think
what?
anyone wants to change it, but that doesn't mean that you can't complain about it. Like it feels good to complain about it when a game takes an hour or an hour and a half to set up.
So it feels good. Let's just put negativity in the air about the game. I already
Yeah.
own it, so let's put negativity in the air for other people who potentially will buy it. But I've already got mine.
Yes.
That is fucked
100%.
up. That is fucked
No, it's
up.
a warning. It's a warning. It's so you know.
Who
Like,
in the
just so you
world
know.
is not going to buy a game because of setup time? And if you don't buy a game because the setup time is too long, that game's not for you. Maybe board gaming isn't for you.
Maybe board gaming isn't. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like it's
if the things to complain about, that is so, to me, that's a privilege. To complain about something you own, potentially changing whether someone else is going to buy it, but you already bought it. You already own it. You're not complaining about owning it. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm sad that I bought this thing because the time it's too long to set up." You're saying, "I own it, but I don't want to."
And now I can't play it because I never have time.
Right, but it's going in my my shelf of all the other fucking hobby shit that I bought that I'm like rich. I'm rich. I've got all this stuff that I'm gonna swim in my board games that I can't play with.
Yeah.
My 200
board gaming
it
angels.
seems weird. It seems fucking weird. Like if you're gonna review a game whether I should buy it or not. And if your complaint is it takes an extra 30 minutes to set it up, that's a valid thing, I guess. I don't know who it would stop from buying it.
It might stop people from buying it. It might stop people that are that have, children under 5. Like when you got to go to bed at 8 o'clock because your kid wakes up constantly all night, and you're not going to get a chance to play it. I know plenty of people that have to change their board game taste for a while so that they
Right.
can at least still keep playing.
Right, but do they
games.
change their board game buying taste? Like what they buy versus what they play. Those are very different.
Probably
I don't
do.
know, man. I don't
I
know.
think so.
Okay, so what if I got a game and I say don't buy this game because the meeples are too small and perhaps someone can choke on it. Not us. You know, your kids, not my kids. I don't got no kids. So, it's that
No
thing
kid
like
privilege.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I don't have kids and I'm going to bitch about the pieces being too small that other kids can possibly choke on them, but I own it and I'm like I get to like I'm dictating the market and keep in mind so that
I
like
don't know,
when
like
I sell mine, it's gonna be worth more because not that many people bought it because the pieces were too small. And
because
I
you turned
don't.
them off it. Because you told them their kids were gonna choke and die on the
Yeah, exactly.
meeples.
I know it's fucked up view, but I just don't think that like bitching about game length does a bit of good to anybody. Not bit of game length, game setup
Setup
time.
length.
Right. If you own the
I
game.
think
Now,
it's
if you
more
were,
like
go ahead.
you're just not hearing me on the warning thing. Like it's nice to know these things in advance. It's like, just so you know, fine, if you
Tea,
get this game, it's
warm
gonna
tea is
take you
hot.
an hour and a half.
Coffee is warm. Just so you know, if you buy some coffee, you could potentially burn your tongue. It might be too hot. I don't know, man. The game is labeled at a 3.5. If you think that it's gonna take 2 minutes to set up, then you're delusional. You deserve to go into a sanitarium. You're crazy. I know that's an extreme view, but like I just don't think that like it's give the game a real review.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. At least this isn't oh my god, this game is so good. Oh my
Well,
god. Like at least it's not that. It's you can have some negative criticism every now and then. That's fine.
here's the other thing that I like. Okay, so it reminds me of why this particular person who posted about this game, hoping that it was worth the squeeze.
Hmm.
I have another gripe with that person, and is that I asked them like early on, I wanted people to review the cost, so I asked her, "Well, since you do some reviews and stuff, will you check out the cost?" And says, "Well, my game group wasn't very hot on it, so I don't even want to touch it." And I'm
Oh.
like, "You fucking sheep!"
Yeah.
Like, maybe I don't know.
That seems a bit weird.
It seems a bit weird, and it's just me complaining. I don't really care all that much because I don't.
Maybe
care about
that's just an
reviews all that
excuse.
much.
Maybe she didn't want to play it. She's blaming her friends.
I don't know, but I would rather. It's fine as long as she didn't say the juice wasn't worth the squeeze because the setup time was too fucking long.
Yeah.
Setup time's not bullshit. Is
setup time's not that long in this.
for some
Did
people.
You tell her that?
For some people, it's crazy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna fade in now that I bitched and complained and moaned about the thing. Did you see?
All right.
Did you see on? I haven't done it yet. Have you seen on the top of the stream thing? On the top of the thing that it says how many people are watching? It'll probably say 2 because it's us 2.
Yeah.
It's me and you.
Yeah. It's me and you, babe.
All right. And if anybody says anything, it'll be on the Twitch side, not where you can see it there. Oh yeah. You can see it like there's a side panel that'll show like current text. Okay, cool.
I got the stream chat.
All right, it's faded in. You'll see it on a delay.
Oh yeah, fading.
Sweet.
Question: does the bot? I think I'm all set up here, but does the bot start with $2 as well?
Yes. Yes, it do.
Good.
Yes, it do.
Then that's
all right. Let me look at this thing. Oh, what the hell? Oh, something went funky on my side.
Oh no, it's gone black. What happened?
Oh, I was pushing arrow keys when I was selected on OBS instead of inside of TTS. Just a bunch of acronyms. SOB and TBS and TBG on okay. So all right, the mining bot will resolve their turn. Then
oh well, you're just gonna go straight into it? What if people aren't here yet? Don't you have to like
We said 9.
Wait
We can
for
wait a few minutes. We can talk about. You want me to complain about something else?
I love that
I
you're
got
complaining
plenty of.
about someone complaining. That's
That's
gold.
life. That's what I do. I heard this a really interesting thing. You probably heard it before that
Hmm.
the moment that you succeed is the moment you stop growing. And
Right. That makes sense.
yeah, like if you think about like Prince, like his social behavior wasn't very good. Nor was Michael Jackson or famous people. Famous people
Right.
once they get
I actually don't
success.
do the celebrity thing. I try to avoid them, so I don't know how they behave. But okay, so Prince, Michael
My
Jackson.
problem is
All I
that
know
I don't
about
know
Michael
anybody
Jackson.
successful. That's my problem. I hang out with a bunch of losers.
Is that to make you feel better? Like
Yeah,
I'm the
exactly.
successful one out of everyone I know because I
Oh
purposely
man, that's
pick
sad. I can't
people.
fucking. I
I
successfully made a
purposely pick
sandwich.
losers.
I don't. What do you measure
That's funny.
success on? Definitely not on my friends.
Oh wow! Hope none of them are joining. Hey, beautiful
Yeah,
people.
they're not
Hi,
gonna join.
we're beautiful people. Apparently, points to
Um,
continue. Oh man,
it's
this
been
is
a long
testing my
time.
memory. My memory's
Points
terrible.
continue. Was that that's not Tetris guy, is it? Or does he go by Tetris on both? Coins to continue. Coins
Oh
to continue.
no,
It's
I
been a
can't
while, man.
remember.
It's been a while. I thought that was Tetris guy. I don't remember. Or did he have the same name
He
on the
will either
thing?
tell us or he'll just leave us hanging. Oh no. I feel bad. No, but you were talking about the success thing. That actually circles back to what I was saying the other day, because we were talking about like you being humble to a fault. And I was like, yeah, but that's a good thing. Because that means you won't like do that thing. You won't be that person, the one that succeeds and then like just coasts, right?
Right, right. Like it's hard to grow as a person if you succeed. But like here's the thing is that part of being successful in making a thing like let's say art, part of being
Mm.
successful is kind of being neurotic about the thing you're making and thinking that everyone's going to hate it, so you keep trying to make it better. Like
Oh,
like
if that's the key to like making something good, then I'm doing pretty well because I hate what I'm
I don't know, man.
doing. Maybe
Well,
not.
yeah,
It's not a
it's not
guarantee.
guaranteed that you'll
You
be
can do
better.
it and
You
it
can still
also
make
be
it shitty,
terrible.
yeah. But it helps that you question whether your stuff's any good.
Hey
Any
Ian.
Oh wow,
Oh
Ian, that's cool.
no. Coins to
Was-
continues giving us an absolute like guilt trip.
Oh no. It's been almost a
Oh
year
no.
since we talked to him. Um
That's right. And I can't remember. I just
oh
dripped water
man,
everywhere.
Ian, I don't know if you can hear me, but dude, we so wanted you to do the artwork for the cost, but I don't think the time's gonna work. But you probably already know that. That's what fucking sucks, man.
Yeah. That's sad.
Because like Uli at one time said it would be cool to have all the Mo games done by Ian art wise, but that dude doesn't know how busy Ian is. So like he should have
Get
scheduled it the moment that he said that.
yeah. Get in line.
I think Uli's schedule is like my schedule, where it's like it'll all work out in the end, and it doesn't.
We're on time today. That's something. That's an
Yeah, we're on
achievement.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely I need wins. I need wins in the win category because I got a bunch of losses.
Let's see if you'll get a win against the
I doubt it.
bot.
This bot is a son bitch. I was looking at the rules, and you know that the whatchamacallit track goes down.
The what track?
The
Sorry. I
demand
was
track goes
looking at
down
you.
each turn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if in both countries or only the country you choose, but the demand track goes.
I'm gonna check that out.
down.
Did we
I don't think we did that last time.
we might not have done that last time. Let's make sure we do it right. Well, you can start going through stuff if you want me to
I can
go through the
break
rules,
dance.
Violet.
You want me to break dance? I can do a little bit of breaking. I can do the robot.
Sure.
Since we got bots on there, I'll do the bot.
Do it.
Yeah, right. You know I'm not gonna do that shit. Too cool for school. Alrighty then. Okay.
So, do you want to talk about how it works? The bots
Sure.
are a team of
Okay.
bots.
All right. So there's the bot board. The bot doesn't run exactly like a player. It runs by a little bit of different rules, but still within the rules of the cost. So it's not too confusing. It just doesn't run like a, what do you call it? An automata, or what the fuck? I don't know correct pronunciation. Basically, it runs its own little game. We've got two bots that play with the human. We have a mining bot, and then we'll have a rail bot. We got them in turn order, so the mining bot goes first. Then the player does like a normal shit, and then we have the rail bot, and the rail bot goes last, and they act differently. They have priorities that they do stuff. They basically just make it difficult for you to do your thing, and they're making money at the same time. Anything else you want to say about that?
Oh, I was reading. We did miss
Anybody
something
say-
the other day.
What was that?
We have to randomize the
where
bot
you at?
starts with an investment, and we have to randomize that.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that right now. 5, that doesn't work. There is no 5. Come on, roll properly. 1. Okay, so it's a bit of
Priority.
rail.
Okay, that sucks. Okay, so the bot's going to start with a little bit of rail priority. It's going to suck for us.
Oh, and they start at 1 for something else too. Why did you make this so cruel? Wait, I know why. No, not that one. Ah, come on.
4.
4.
Okay, so emerging market, that basically doesn't do shit. Okay, I don't think it does.
Oh, well.
Anyway, so one of the things that the bot itself has 3 levels of difficulty. If you're not familiar with the game, we suggest, of course, to do the first level of difficulty. It's not very hard, but it can give you a little bit of run for your money. The second bot is difficult and it's hard. I would say for an experienced player, it's a difficult game to win. And bot 3, I've won once, but I mean, I was tracking all kinds of shit on a piece of paper to try to beat him. Like I was like hardcore.
Really?
It was AP like a mofo, just trying to try to beat him, and I think I beat him by like $1, and I'm not sure we played it correctly because there was so much going on. Bot 3 is really difficult, and it would be, I would say that it's unwinnable in some states. So depending on the
Right.
maps, it could be unwinnable. Depending on the cubes that come out, it's not winnable. And when there is a possibility to win it, if you screw up, you won't win. So
Okay. So it's meant to be like nightmare mode.
yeah, it's nightmare mode. It's double nightmare mode. It is drink shots till 4:00 in the morning, go to work at 7 kind of mode. You're not going to
That's
make
what
it.
it's going to make you feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we got the bot set up to where it's mining bot, then the player, then rail bot, and then phase 1, the player has to choose a country, and all the stuff's going to happen in that country. So I will play in that country, and the bot will play in that country. The bots will play in that country. If they can't, they'll go to the other country. But he's a second player, and he's all up in my business.
Yep.
Anything in the setup that we're missing, or anything that we need to do before we continue? Anybody say
Nothing in
anything?
the setup. No. That's everything now.
Alright. Cool. Suck. All right. So let me go to this thing. I'm going to declare a place. We're going to declare Pecora.
Yes.
That's going to be the designated thing. If you'll notice at the top, we don't have as much events. So we took like 2 events out of each thing, and the demand track's going to slowly come down as well. But for the most part, it's set up like a regular country. First thing that happens is we look at the turn order track. It is going to be
The mine
the
bot.
mining bot in Pecora.
Yes.
What do we do?
Okay, so the
Boom.
mine bot follows a. Where is the mine bot stuff? The mine
Simply
bot
build a free
follows-
mine on a random
Yes.
open industrial. So we got to roll
Right.
a die, right?
Except for 7, so it never builds a mine in 7. So the designated country is Pecora, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna help the bot
2.
out too.
Okay, so that goes to there. This goes
It goes
here.
on the bot board. Yep.
Okay. What else do we got on the rules?
And then we get the mine for the bot. Do we take the mine token and put it on the board? We do, right?
It's right here.
The little
Yeah.
mine. And I'll
Oh.
put that there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
just shows. Okay, cool. What's next?
Okay. Then you get your turn. Doesn't make
Okay.
money yet.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Lucky I'll get choice. We need. What was the rule on if I want an investment turn? I basically don't need to build a mine, I think, because it's 2 times.
Right. Yeah. Because you get investments depending on the difference between how many mines that you have and the bot has. So if the bot has 2 mines and you have 1, then you'll get 1 investment.
I thought it's 2 investment because it's times 2. 1 times 2, I think.
It's the difference.
Times 2. The difference times 2, I think.
Is it? Okay. It's probably
Check
right because you're the designer.
Check it. Oh yeah, but dude, this was designed like 3 years ago.
Okay. All right. I'll check.
My
All right.
memory is not that great.
Investments. So it's not on that board. Okay, cool. So the player then does that. Okay. The bot team investment. Where is it? It needs to addition to the player now.
It's like the last.
Okay. If the player has any allotted invest actions. Okay, so bot has 2 mines. The player has 2 mines and 1 mill. There is a difference of 1. The bot team has. Oh, you're right. It is times 2. So the bot team in this example has 2 mines. Yep, the player has 2 mines and a mill. The difference is 1, and the bot team has fewer, and that means the bot team would take 2 invest actions. Okay.
Okay, so if I want an investment token, I won't build a mine, and the trick is that in the next phase, the rail bot will pick one of these spots on the action island, action matrix thing, the action grid. So the first one he's going to choose is that one. So the one he wants is that one right there. That's the one he'll want. So basically I'm giving that one up if I choose to not build a mine. And the next mine, I could go mine.
You could forego that action though. That's legal.
I don't want to forego that action because I need money to make the investment. So ideally,
well, you could get $1 from the subsidy,
right,
and then spend your $2 and then do whatever action you wanted there, and then do rail.
Right, but I wouldn't have the money to invest. Like the whole point would be to invest.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because the
but you
bot
get
doesn't
to
run
invest
over my rails.
a lot next time.
If I did, so this is just shits and grins. If I did this, that would give me 1 rail and $2, and that would give me 2 invest. So I could go all the way on an invest, and I could stop him from railing me up. Because right now he's got priority rail, which means I gotta go on his stupid S rail.
You could tie.
If I chose to go here, his next
okay.
action that he likes doesn't exist, so it'd go to here.
It does.
That
it
one
does.
doesn't
It's
exist.
here. It's here.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fucking place to go too. Son of a bitch. Okay, so this is tough. What can I do? I could try this crazy strategy where I do this market and just try to mine the shit out of my stuff to there. If I can make a 1 + 2, so that's 3 per thing.
Just for everyone watching, Mo doesn't like to win. He just likes to do weird strategies.
No, I'm trying to win here. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to beat this bot. I'm trying. Okay.
You have to take that. You've already said Pecora.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Pecora is gonna be the thing. So we've got to put a national rail. National rail is gonna go on one of the ports.
And by rail you mean port.
I mean national port. This is a good spot so that we can exit. So the problem is that I need to be able to exit. So ideally, I think what I need to do. It's on this side, so it's on the blue side, which is nice. So let's do For us, we're going to go here. Okay, subsidy of 3 because of where the thing is at. So I get a subsidy in Pecora of 3. Then we will go with, we'll go ahead and build a mine. We're going to build a mine. We need to build it next to a way to get the hell out of this freaking thing. We're going to build it here. We want it to go blue. So we'll do that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Put those back. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go here. That's where we're going to build our mine. That's going to go to our first thing. It's going to cost us 1 Pecora to do it.
You guys are like twinsies there now.
And then I can overbuild a national port, and I'll overbuild that national port with a yellow port. That's fine. I likes it. And that'll stop him from railing me up. Okay.
That did sort of defeat your whole investing.
Yeah, I'm not doing an invest.
Okay.
I decided not to. I decided to balls to the wall, man. That's an
I don't know
Accept
what that
song.
means, but okay.
That's an Accept song. There was a band called Accept. They sound a little bit like AC/DC a little bit.
Okay.
And they had a song that goes, balls to the wall, man. You got your balls to the wall. Can you not? Ian, if he's listening, he knows the song. I hope.
We'll see. He might have
see.
already tuned out.
Coins to Continue
Okay.
might know the song. I don't know. Somebody other than me. All right.
Ian
So-
doesn't know it.
Oh, suck. Balls to the wall. All right.
Oh,
This
I
is a
love
band
that.
called
Okay.
Accepted. It was really cool because it was a dude that was,
was so
on
cool, I
a
bet.
ball breaking into a freaking wall, man. Okay, so
Okay,
let's
the
do
bot
the
goes
turn.
here,
Okay, cool.
takes up that space.
All right, cool.
All right.
And what else
And
does
then
the bot
what does
do?
the rail bot do? Then he rails.
Okay, rail bot.
Okay. Okay. Select the spaces in the action grid. Dollar coin to mark the action grids. Oh yeah, we're using bot heads instead of dollar coins to mark it on the action
Okay.
island. Okay. All right. Resolve the build port, then subsidy, and then any build rails. Forfeit any mine and mill action. Okay, so
Okay,
first
so
the port,
The port doesn't have one. He has rails
Okay,
railed
then-
in.
then subsidy.
Okay, subsidies next. He does have a subsidy, so what? He gets $1. Is that right?
Yes.
Railbot
Yes.
gets $1 for subsidy, bastard. Okay. And then we
Okay.
go down this priority thing.
And then rails.
Okay.
So railbot, yes. So then there's the rail priority
Read it
as you've
for me,
got
please.
there. Yep, I'll read it. So railbot will build rails as if it was a player, and it will try to build as many as it can. So it will try and build
Build
the
2.
full 2 per action.
Mhm.
So it won't go over an industrial triangle if it doesn't have to. And then firstly, it will try and build next to a player's mine, which it can.
It can. So there's that one. One at a bind. Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to use the reds instead of
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
instead of the
Actually, it's
national
supposed
one?
to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I got you.
Okay. And then you just move down to the next priority, which will be adjacent. So it's always adjacent. It goes down this list of priority and it tries to do it adjacent. If it goes all the way down through the priority list and it couldn't get any adjacent, like directly
I put it in the wrong
adjacent, then
place.
it
Okay, so
starts
that one goes
again
there.
one away.
Okay, so it goes
Okay.
here next to the player.
Next to your mill, you don't have it. Next to your port,
Right.
it can't actually do that though.
it can
that
because
would
of this.
Yeah, that's right. It's cheap to overbuild.
Right. And then that goes
Cool.
away, and well as that. So, yep, that's his shit.
Good.
And that takes him down to player port because he did.
I don't know
have a bot port.
how familiar people are with the cost, but yeah, because this political cube got removed from rail, it doesn't affect the political climate. So we're still triple blue.
Right.
Nice.
And then the political climate on the bottom is +2 for going over, plus $1 to go over a rail. The one above that is building over industrial triangles usually costs you 2 rail, and every rail action is 2 rails. So basically, it doesn't allow you to build an extra rail. But with this political climate, you can build over an industrial triangle, and then above that is overbuild national. which is why I overbuilt the national port with my own port. And if we can get it to the 4th, then rail, going over rail is plus $1. It'll make more sense later if you don't know how to play the cost. I assume you do. Anyway, so
I
that
don't.
was-
I mean, I know the rules. Doesn't mean I know
yeah.
how to play.
I was trying to say, yeah, it was pretty evident last night. You didn't know.
Oh, that's so mean. That's so mean.
All right. So then the next phase is
Okay, so the next phase is buying resources, which the bot does not do.
Okay, so it's up to me.
So you get to do a thing. Yep.
I've got $2. The resources are at 3. In the next action, it'll go down. So I'll spend $2 and buy 6 resources, which puts me at 8. Done. Alrighty.
Okie dokie. And then phase, triple M phase, mine mill
Mine will
move.
move. And then who goes first in
Yep.
that phase?
So the bot does.
Mine
The
will
bot
move.
team does not mine and move asbestos like you do. Their mines simply produce money. They're just money making. First, check the political climate. Okay, so take note of any. If it was on the red side, it might potentially get more money, but it doesn't get a bonus in Pecora.
Okay.
So, okay, so the bot team mine. Now, all bot mines pay the bot team the amount of money listed below the mine on the bot board.
And that
It's
would
really
be
easy to
$3
track.
on the bot board.
Yeah, so he gets $3.
So that puts the bot at 6. Oops. Cool.
The bot team makes an additional +1 or +2 per mine for having either of the on their investment track, which he doesn't have yet either. This
Okay. So the
that
mine
would be
one.
there.
Cool.
Yep, I can't. Oh, it's not working. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there or there.
Okay.
And that's it.
And it's the player's turn. The player.
And you just
will-
do it as per usual.
Right. So I've got 8 resources, which means to mine safely. And the first mine can hold an extra person. Usually they can hold 3. I can go to 4. So will I go to 4? If I go to 2 and go to the emerging market, that doesn't change anything. So if I go to 3, it's an extra $1. It costs me 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to mine safely. So I'm going to mine safely. That's going to flip this over. That's going to give me a single blue at a 3 value because I mined with 3 safe dudes. It's going to go here. Cool. The bots, one of the bots is already done with all of his actions, and then the other bot we check at the end, right? Is that correct? The rail bot?
That's just that gets money from you, basically.
From running on this shit.
Yes.
Okay, with the
Yeah.
next with the normal cost rules, the first thing you do is you choose where the die is going to go. A lot of people do it opposite this, but for the way the rules work, it's easier just to go, I'm going to the emerging market. And then you go one step closer. I'm going to the emerging market through this rail. Okay, so this die has to go to there, and I must go out this rail. I mean, out this port. What rail does it have to take to get out there? And no fucking rail. So it's cool. I can just go out here, go here. It's a 3 die, which means it's in this column. So it is a $2 is what I'll make plus $2 for the port because of this political climate. So I'll make $4. 2, 3, 4. And that's it. Turn 1 is done for me in MMM. So what does the rail bot do?
Nothing. The railbot doesn't take any actions in this phase.
Okay.
It just gets $1 per every time you move over its rail.
So as long as I can try to guard against that. Okay.
Or like it would get $2 if the political climate was all the way up there.
Right. Which luckily I didn't go across them. Awesome.
Yeah.
Next.
It's actually a really simple, solo mode, which is great.
Pretty much, yeah. And using Pecora is a lot easier when you're playing solo mode because there's so many ports. I mean, industrial triangles next to ports makes it easy. All right,
Yes.
so forms action phase 3, then in cleanup.
Ooh, Coins to Continue asks, was it challenging to develop the bot's AI? Were they modeled off particular strategies?
Yes, it was very difficult. It took me several months because I wanted to make the bot play like a human. And so I was stuck in that mode and I couldn't get it to work without making it very convoluted. So whenever I finally dawned on me that I don't have to make it run like a human, I can make it run like its own thing, then it was easy. And then I thought about the dominant strategies to try to play against the player and how to put obstacles in front of the player to make it difficult for them to make money. It only took a couple of weeks to come up with the bones of what it became, but it was the problem. The original problem is the mindset. You got to really get out of the mindset of you want it one way, when you really have to think of what the real goal is. Is the goal to teach the game through the bot, or is it just to have a good solo mode? And I decided it was better to have just a good solo mode, figuring that players already knew how to play the game would play the solo mode and get an idea of maybe how to get better, or maybe being able to see the math a little easier. I'd hate to teach this game using a solo mode, but I think GMT does that a lot. But their games are so complicated anyway that it's okay to make the bot convoluted, because the games are convoluted anyway. You just got a lot of shit to do. But I guess saying convoluted gives the connotation that it's negative. It's not really negative. It's just, you know what you're in for when you got a GMT game. The complexity is high.
Right.
Usually.
Yeah, it's part of the appeal, not
a
negative.
It is the buy-in.
I mean,
Right.
I guess also the strategies they're modeled on is typical mine and rail strategy, right? That's why you've got the
It's pretty
mine
typical.
bot.
You're right.
Right. And the rail bot is obviously kind of it plays a part of an aggressive player, like trying to
An
make
aggressive
money
rail
from
player,
you.
right.
Yeah. Trying to make as much money from you as they can.
And in fact, I think the rail bot is modeled more after my style of play, because I generally, at the very beginning when it was first designed and we made the game work and we came up with the counter strategy to make up, the rail work, and Lyndon would always play the mine typical strategy, and I was trying to make the counter strategy, which was the rail strategy. I became in love with trying to make the rails work. And so I just became a rail person to try to rail up a person and make them think twice about where they're playing. And because there's this thing that I learned in Dominant Species, whenever you play Dominant Species, is you don't necessarily have to play the best game. You just got to get the player that you're playing against to play a slightly worse game. So like just make them have to make a lot of decisions. And because invariably the more they have to adjust, the more each one of those adjustments is the potential for a mistake.
Screw up. Yeah.
Yeah. The more you make a person adjust, the more likely they're going to make a mistake at some point. So as long as you don't adjust so much and you force them to adjust a lot, there is something in that. And I tried to put that in here early on.
Yes. And I play like that, but it didn't work out for me yesterday when you scored 347.
That has to do a lot though with the
that has to be a record.
But that was the modules we were playing with.
Yeah.
They allowed crazy stuff, and you have to, if you're used to one way of play, they definitely make you think differently.
Yeah.
And in fact, because I'm the designer, and I've played so many times that early on there was a strategy of making mines that only make 1 pip dice. There's a whole way to play that way that it was something I've seen before. So it was able to adapt to making mines that only make 1 pip dice, and you don't have to pay a lot for safety, and it's very effective provided that you have the rail that can support it.
Right. So that's what I was doing with my black player yesterday, but then I didn't do the rail so much. I was just trying to sell to the emerging market. Anyway, we're off track.
Right.
So the bot gets to invest. No one gets to invest because you both had one mine.
Yep.
So there's no difference.
Flip that bit over during cleanup.
Cool.
It does say during cleanup, I believe you have to read it. I think these go down one.
That. Perform this phase. It says just as it's performed in the multiplayer game. But if you want to change it,
I saw something in the full rules that said something about you click them down.
Rules here.
It might be at the end of phase 3 before cleanup, where you move down or I might have misread it. I don't remember.
Okay, phase 3. Do all that stuff. Player or bot might be able to make investments.
Okay.
which we just decided they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're dealt with, finally, move the demand tracker to the right one space in each country.
Okay, so
Okay.
clicking down. Suck. All right.
The rules are the rules like haven't been written properly. I'm working on that.
Oh,
That
someone
should be
asked.
2. We're in round 2. No, I'm just saying that because yeah, that's part of what this is, right? Is that we need to
Yeah, going
figure out
through it and
rules.
figuring things out. Okay, so I get a designated country. So the player, the human player, first thing they do during a round is to designate a country we're going to act in. It would be nice to act in Picoro, and the really nice thing would be to add a red cube. That way, we can't get to double rail unless I'm going to put rails of my own. But I don't like. It'd be really cool to do this thing here to go bam, bam, bam. But for that, I need a rail and a port, which could be here. And I'll just forego the mine, maybe. Or if I went down this way, I could go rail, 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 port. And I do have the money to do that. So we're going to choose Picoro. We're going to try some crazy crap.
Okay,
choose
we're doing
Picoro.
Picoro again. All right.
Yep. Okay.
So then we roll the dice for mining bot.
Don't get fucking 3. Oh!
Oh,
Son of a bitch. No, I'm fine.
Better be fine because it's happening.
It's happening either way. Oh, 3's already
it was
built
3.
over. Roll again.
Oh,
It's 5 that I don't want him to fucking roll. Don't roll
you don't
a
want to
5.
get 5?
If it's 5, it'll be okay. But if it 1 has already been built.
Is that your 1?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 have already been built.
We need to move those political cubes.
2
2
already been built. So it's 1, 2, and 3.
Wait, I'm doing this. 4, 5. So the options are 4, 5, can't be 7, and 6. Okay, cool.
Like that.
Come on, Sarah.
Come on.
I just can't roll.
You can do it.
Like, everyone's seeing how I roll dice now.
Oh,
3? No, we've done 3.
We're going to be here all night.
Sorry.
Yeah, we definitely are going to be here all night.
I'll roll this one as well as a backup.
Oh, there
5,
you go. 5. Oh,
Okay.
son of a bitch. No. Okay, so it gets built.
Look at
We got double dollars on rail.
Yeah, double dollars on
of a
rails.
bitch.
Nice.
I don't like it. Okay, that
All right,
goes there. And then
that
they
goes
get
there.
a mine on 5. Blocks my shit. Now I'm questioning whether I should fucking have gone here. All right. Cool. Now
Okay. Now you get to do your thing.
National rails. National rails. We're just going to put them on the outside here. We'll do that. And let's see. Where do we want to go? If we do it here, we can do that. Yeah, so we'll do this. Wait, it's national rail go there. So there's the national rails. That gets that out of the game. Now Mo must decide. I had a plan. Not anymore.
Yeah, but the bot ruined that.
Like a mofo. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to... Oh, and the fucking thing is at 2. It's not enough to build... Oh, yeah, I've got 2. So, yeah. All right. So, we're going to... It was this one. We'll go to here. We'll have to take the subsidy for 2. It puts us at 4. We'll spend all our Picoros to make a whatchamacallit there. That goes here, which eliminates this, brings that down. That will go here. And we got to hire up at least one dude. Yeah, I think I've already lost.
Oh, no.
Okay, and then we got rails, and then we'll put yellow rails here. Okay, and that's that. Now it's the railbot's turn.
All right, railbot.
Crap. Okay, so he covers over a spot.
Okay, so he covers over. So he moves down to this one, which is it does exist. I've already checked. Yeah, it's this one. right there.
Suck.
Yeah.
It's a good
Okay.
spot.
It is. It's a juicy spot. All right. So,
He
so first he
puts-
does the port
Okay, but he's only allowed one port per country, but there
per
is no
country.
port for him.
That's right.
So let me get a red port.
Yep.
Red port. Okay, so first it's near the player's mine, which you cannot do. I think the other players are going to be places are first. There, and then there. Okay, so near my mind, a port is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So 5 to get that one there. And if he goes next to his player's mill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is equidistance. And then next to,
I think it
looks
says
like
if it's equidistant, just randomize it.
yeah, but here is only 1, 2, 3 away. So it looks like it's that. Player
port. Yeah.
If they can only have one port, then we don't need this 3 robot port. If they can only have one port thing. Oh, no, because this is a list for everything. Sorry. Okay, so there is the
Yeah, it's for rail
port.
as well. That's why. Yep.
Okay.
That's their port. Then they would do subsidies, but this time they don't have a
Don't
subsidy.
have any subsidy?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one is priority is any rails. They forfeit the mine and the mill space.
Okay,
Sure.
so they have 2 rails, and they want it first near there, and that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there and there is 3 away.
Yeah, so that's no good because remember it's adjacency first. Can he build it adjacent to your mill? No. Can you build it adjacent to his port? Yes.
Yes.
Because that only costs 1 now.
So it's going to be his port on both of them because there's 2. 1 for one and then 2 for the other one, I assume. Because it'll be,
yeah, so he builds 1 in there. And then, the green.
Oh, there.
Green.
Son of a bitch.
That's great. I love that.
Oh, what a butthole. God damn it. I need to change this rule where it's easier for me.
Wasn't this for
It was, but I built a mill, so I changed it.
Oh, you changed it. Oh, okay. Cool. So that's that because he forfeits the mine action.
Cool. All right.
So, yep.
We're going to next phase, I think.
Next phase, the bot does not participate in the buying resources action. That's
so it's me. They're $2 each. I'm going to spend all $4 to buy 8. Cool. Done.
Okay. And then we go on
phase
to the
3.
triple M phase.
Then the bot team goes. Okay, bot team is going to get $5.
Yes, $5 because of where this political track is at. Yeah.
$5 because there's no political
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Political track on the red. Cool.
Right.
Now is it my action?
Yes, now you get to do things.
All right, and I'll just go. So 3 to remind that safely. It'll be 6. So that leaves me at $2. That'll run this one safe for 3.
You have a little bit more pressure as well to do it safely, right? Or at least sometimes because the demand track always moving.
Right. It would be different if I would have gone to Salmo for the mill. But since so I made a 3 because now if I've got 2 things there and I can just fucking make it go.
You don't want to lose them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did it. I made it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and ship that to the emerging market. I'm not gonna ship it to here.
Really, you're not gonna mill it?
If I mill it, I lose $2 because of the port. He gets $1. Then I get 3 instead of 2. Because normally I'd get 4, so I'm losing $1. Then I mill it, and then I go through here. And I'm making a 1, which would make me 2. I don't have the resources to do it safely. Yeah, I gotta go to the emerging market. Boom. So I go to the emerging market. So it just goes off this thing. So
the $2 for the port Ports are still an extra $1. So $2 for the
And then
port.
$2 for the column of the emerging market since it's at 30.
You've got $4. Congratulations. You know that you like the bot's gonna. Oh no, you've still got
I've got 2 turns.
2 and 2. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm already
All right.
losing. It's bad. All right. Cool.
It's all right. You'll be fine. The player does tend to catch up though, right? A little bit later.
Yeah.
The bot gets a head start. Okay, so then instead of doing anything, they make the money as per how we've already done. So that's it. Now we look at investments. There's no investments because you're both at 2, right? That's right.
Mhm.
Yep. And then the cleanup phase, which does this demand thing. The mines flip back over. Cool. That's it.
All right. Designated country. Now I'm going to choose Samo.
Mhm.
I pretty much have to because this other thing is screwed
There's
up.
not a lot to do over there anymore.
Yeah, shut your mouth. What? All right. What do? They
Okay, so the mine bot goes first. This time it's
anywhere but
easier.
7,
I don't need tokens
6,
yet.
so it's here. Blue
6.
that neutralizes this. They get this here.
Yep. And then the red one over there.
Okay.
Lovely. And then you get to do your Selmo stuff.
All right. I'll take this port off of here. It's going to go there. We need a national port somewhere, so we'll put a national port here. Then I'll decide what I want to do. If I don't build, I'll get an invest of 2. If I've got $4, I can go 2 here. Go there. Or yeah, I've screwed this up royally.
Why? Why?
It just doesn't look good for me.
There's so many triangles free. Look, there's so many
many
options.
I
You
don't
could do
see
so many
anything but
things.
trash.
Oh, so you already took that space away from the bot. Nice. Then the bot can try and do that. Yep.
I am going to. I did that.
Just FYI, the bot is going to go here.
Okay, next.
If that
I
helps.
could take that spot and then go boom, rel. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 plus what I make there. Instead of $4, no, it's only $3 there. So we're gonna try it. We'll try it. This is probably stupid. We're gonna go here.
Oh, you did take it.
And I'm going to spend $3 to get that one spot, whatever I want to. So instead of mining, I'll get a rail there. So we'll go
Instead of
rail.
milling. Instead of building a mill. Yep.
I'll do that. Actually, okay, so I need to go here so that his ass won't take that spot. I need to go here because his ass is going to try to take that spot. And then we'll do that. So that's all 4 of those. And then my one, whatchamacallit there. Okay.
I like that. I reckon that's a good move.
Except that now I have to kill workers because I don't have the resources to keep them alive at Pecoro because I don't have enough bucks to buy shit anyway.
No.
I know. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what spot does the freaking stupid robot go?
So I think you took it. Yeah, you did. You took its spot, which is nice work. I'm impressed. So then it goes here.
One of those two. It doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, it'll do the next one next time. So then it gets $2. I mean, obviously that's not good.
That's not good at all.
No, it's not. Then it'll try and build adjacent to your, and it was still a designated country somewhere. So it can't go next to your mine. It can't go next to your mill because you don't have one. Then it'll go next to its port. It doesn't have one. Your port, it's very far away from your port. Neutral port.
It'd be 2 away, so 1 doesn't work. So when we go through ones,
right, 1 doesn't work.
So we start at the beginning, we go to 2 away.
And it can't do that either. Yep. So now we'll go 2 away. So 2 away from player, no, bot. No, 2 away. Can't go 2 away
It
from
can go
there.
to
Oh, yes, it
2
can.
It's at
Yes.
Neutral.
You're right. Neutral.
so it gets 2 red.
Because it'll do the most actions.
Right. So to get 2 red.
Because it can go
1
2
right
away
here.
from your port, but it would only be 1 action.
Right, and it would.
It'd only
wants
get to do 1.
Right, so he's gonna do that.
Cool.
All
Good bot.
right.
I'm really looking forward to writing the rules on that, by the way. It's going to be so confusing. All right.
Well, I haven't thought about rules and examples because I totally changed
Yeah.
my mind the other day about it. So hopefully we'll remember that by the end of the stream. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
This is
I
round
love
3 now,
examples in rule books. They're
what? All
great.
right, so that's that. We did his shit, right? Then we're gonna go to buy resources. If I buy 2, that doesn't save anybody, but I'm gonna buy 2 Picoros. 1, 2. Okay, with
Oh.
$1 I can buy 2.
So this is round 3 and Mo has 0 points.
Shut your
if
mouth,
we're
man.
tracking that.
Nobody
if anyone's
asked you.
interested.
Yo, you suck.
Sorry, I'm tracking it though. It's interesting.
I don't
It's for the
like that
playtest,
shit.
babe. We need to know
Yeah,
like
whatever. Shut your mouth. I can't think with your mouth. If I wanted you to talk, I'd tell you what to say. All right.
what else am I meant to do?
I'm joking. This sucks.
I'll just
I'm
leave
frustrated.
then.
I'm frustrated. All right.
Examples with visuals in rule books are great. Yeah, so good. So good.
We're definitely going to talk about it at the end of the stream. Okay.
Because sometimes I'll read something in a rule book and I'll read it like 3 times and I'm like, I still don't know that I understand it. If there's an example, then you know.
3, Mind Mill Move. What does the green bot do? Make money? Makes money.
Yeah, it makes money.
Oops.
Okay, so where are we at with the politics here? Neutral.
Nowhere. Neutral.
Cool. Then it makes $7, so he's on 20.
God damn.
Cool. That's the mining bot.
All right. And then it's my turn. I'm going to kill somebody. So if you're going to kill somebody, go all in, baby.
Mario's not
4.
used to the bot having a voice.
All right. So we'll make a 4. 4 blue. Boom. All right. Then the 4 blue has to go here. It gives the bot $1.
Just $1, yeah.
Can you give me $4?
I guess I can.
Then I am going to mill this into a 2. So I'm going to hire up, spend my 4 resources to make a 2.
Oh, we needed to move this demand
Yeah.
track down, right? Because you killed
Yeah.
somebody.
I'm
And then
not happy about it, but
up here you move that.
Yeah. I'll
thing
get-
down. Yep.
I
Oh,
don't
actually,
think I
no,
can-
that doesn't
yeah,
that
it
doesn't
affect
change
it 'cause It
ever.
can never change. Cool.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to ship this to this country. We're going to go into this here, and we're going to go to this demand track here. All right, so to do that, we're going to this port, so it has to go like that. So bot makes 1. I make 2. It goes here, 1, 2, 3. So I make another
Yep.
4 because I'm here. Then it can travel through here because there's no priority. So in this country, I made 4.
Yep. And then you make another
I made
4.
5. Yeah, I made
Oh,
5
5.
actually on rail.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Okay, I
another
gave you an
4.
actual.
And that goes here. Okay, so I made 15.
That's pretty nice.
From where I'm at, yeah, I'm doing the best I can. All right. These tick. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the. Oh, what does the Railbot do?
Okay, so now we look at the investments thing.
I have 1 less than he does.
Oh, you have 1 less. That's good. That means you get 2 investment actions.
2 investment actions, and we will do this one minus $2. That's 1 investment action, right? Is it? Did we call an investment action investing twice, or did we? Call it
Investment action is you can spend either $1 to
$2.
progress once or $2 to progress.
Okay, so I'll go all the way to here, and that was $4 total. That'll give me extra pips, and that'll be better. All right. So then this goes down. We need to track these dudes down 1 spot.
Oh,
Suck.
that's not looking great.
Shut your mouth.
And this
I
dice
didn't
goes
ask
away.
you. You're supposed to be neutral. You're just like, oh, that's not looking great.
I am
Thanks, add the
neutral.
pressure.
I'm just telling it like it is. That's all.
I wouldn't
Sorry.
call that
It's the
neutral.
last round, okay? Should be fine.
Fine. It's great.
It's
fine.
fine. You'll be-
You'll
be
good.
fine.
All right.
Okay.
Designate the country Salmo.
Doing some Salmo stuff. Okay, cool. So then we roll a die. I will get tokens next time. for this.
3. It's
3,
this
that's
one.
fine. Okay, cool.
Goes here. Then we need a red. I'll put it there. Cool. We got it.
Oh, you got it. Yep, nice.
Then it's my turn. I'll take this national rail. Hell. I don't care where the rails go. Well, I do care. Let's go national rail, and we'll just get rid of this one here. And we'll put that there. That gets that away. I'm going to put this, I want to build rail. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to spend, well, I'm going to put my rail down first. 1, 2, and then I'm going to spend $3. So not worth it. If I spend $3 to make $1, not worth it. I'll take the 2. Oh, I went the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, and then $3 for buying that spot. Then I get $2 for the 2 subsidies. Yep, I'll take the points. Fuck it. Because I don't think it's going to be enough. Like if it was double rail points, it would be worth it. But since it's not double rail, then I'm by the seat of my pants. All right.
Yeah, it's hard to get that double rail money.
Okay, so now we do priority where they block. I don't think it matters because we're not going to take another round after this, so it doesn't really matter where they block.
It's here.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, that don't matter.
It's here anyway. I've already done it. No, it does
Okay.
matter because he'll get $2.
Oh yeah, it does matter. You get $2.
And he doesn't have a port there yet. This poor bot, and you're just.
Oh yeah, so he gets a report
he
in a random spot.
deserves. Right.
Call this
which would be
1, 2. Call this odd and then even. It's at the bottom. So roll a die, please.
Oh, I thought we were doing. Okay, wait. What is it?
He's gonna get a port. He doesn't have. A
No,
port
I know,
yet.
but
It
which one was even and odd?
Odd on the top, even on the bottom.
Okay, so it's up the top there.
It won't
So
matter.
far
I ain't
away.
using it. Cool. All right, so then we go through this list of where he's going to build his. No, he doesn't have rail.
Yeah, that was the.
This
Yeah,
is
he
for
doesn't have rail.
So
Yeah.
it's all good. All right.
That's a bit sad. I feel like the rail bot didn't hurt
rail.
you as much as I wanted him to.
The rail bot didn't rail. See, you want him to hurt
Didn't
me. You're
rail
not
you.
neutral. You're fucking not neutral.
Well, I'm neutral because you seem to be doing a lot of cool stuff, and then it's about
I don't
the
have
balance.
any money. It doesn't matter if I
hasn't
do
done as much
flips.
cool
I've
stuff.
got $14. I could do all this amazing gymnastics, and it doesn't matter because he's going to win. How sad. All right, mind mill move. Oh wait, I've got money. If I mine this one safely, I can kill one. I don't care about the demand here. So yeah, I need 2. So that is we're at $2. So that's going to cost me 4, and I buy 4 Pakoras.
Yep.
And that's that. Cool. Then we're in regular play. Mind mill move.
Yep.
Who does what? They make their money.
They
which is
make
all
their
of that
money.
bullshit.
Yes, and no bonuses. You're lucky they didn't have bonuses. Can you
Shut
imagine?
your mouth, man. I don't want to hear about that.
Oh no. 9.
Ah, God damn! I don't think I can hit. I can't beat him. All right, we're gonna play though. All right, so we're gonna hire up a dude. We're gonna make a 4 blue.
We've got 5 people. Yay. Thanks for coming, by the way, everyone. Yes, happy Pride Month.
That
It's almost-
kills
Oh, no, it's still another week.
a
and so-
dude. Cool.
Oh man, we
Oh.
had this like really cool spotlight, this rainbow spotlight thing in Sydney. I've never
6.
seen such strong spotlights in the sky for the Pride Month thing.
Oh,
That's cool.
actually, it's not that. It is 5. I made a 5 because 4 dudes and plus 1 of these to make a 5 blue. That goes to here. That gives the railbot $1. They give the bot team $1,
$1.
and I'll make 5. And then here, I'll do that safely so I don't destroy the country. That makes a 3 because of this thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna ship it out to here. So in this country, Railbot
make
makes 1 and I make 2.
2? Yeah.
Okay, over here, I'll make what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
7. Nice.
and then another 6.
And then another 6.
Oh, fail. That goes up here, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, if you'd build another mine,
Yeah,
one more mine would have been great.
I would have built, if I would have built another mine, shipped it back across these rails, go back over here, refine it,
Right.
and ship it back across. I probably
That
would
would
have
have
been able to
been
do
great.
it. That I would have done it, but I made a stupid mistake and placed here and just got $2.
Because it could have been,
yeah, I screwed
yeah.
up.
You didn't
I
want to
screwed
spend the
up.
3 to do the extra action. Oh no! Why didn't you do that? That would have been
screwed
so
up.
good. Because you could have just made a 1. Just make a 1 blue. Just have
Right, and
one worker.
it would have been an automatic 2 because of the thing. I could have
Been an
handled the
automatic
death
2.
there too.
And just to
No,
get
I
those
couldn't handle
extra
all that.
rail monies. Extra morale
Right.
monies. It's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It was
Well,
my
that's it.
mistake. I didn't play it well. So that's the solo mode. It took about an hour, really. You could probably, if you know it, it's going to take a lot less.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. It sounds a lot more confusing than it is. I've got the cheat sheet. It's just, I'm really bad at not having the rules and like just looking at a rule sheet and playing.
Which was where I was meant to come in, but I
Yeah.
I kind of failed. Lunatic is asking if there's any queer creators or tabletop games that I can recommend, and I'm thinking of that Stonewall Uprising game, which I haven't had a chance to play, but it looks kind of cool.
Do you own it?
I don't own it. It's
Okay.
like, I think the shipping to Australia is like as much as the game costs. But if you're in the US, maybe I should order it to your place.
Yeah, and then there's Molly House whenever that finally comes out through.
Yeah.
Really good.
Molly House looks cool. Yeah.
I'm really excited about that one. I'm sure there's
Just
more.
writing this down. Yeah.
Those are the two that come to mind that I'm really hyped about.
Yeah. Because we're into heavy stuff, so they're like the heavy ones I can think of. Although I don't think Stonewall Uprising is particularly.
No,
I don't think that's super complex.
It was on the heavier side of Twitter because basically you'll have like Twitter, which is just hype for your normal games, but your games that are a little bit more obscure tend to float into the heavy Twitter as well, to the people who are playing heavier games. And then also board game designers and stuff are always in the heavier, like, I'm not saying they play heavier games, but they're in that lane of heavy people who are heavy gamers that are into Twitter usually share a lot of that stuff. Like I know me, whenever I see a prototype, I'm just like, oh, what is this? And share it if I can.
Yeah. Yeah, Stonewall Uprising, it's only a 2.2. It is a light game.
Molly House looks good though.
Yeah, that looks really good. And the only problem is, I think, like, because it's about the gay rights movement, I think you have to play as, you're either playing as like the community, the LGBTQ community, or you're playing as like the cops, and a lot of people don't want to play as the bad guys, right? Like it's not as fun playing as the bad guys.
That's funny.
Lose.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like when I play what is it? Oh, Votes for Women. Votes for Women, and you have to play as the patriarchy.
I'd rather play as a patriarchy. It's fun playing the villain. I think it's fun playing the villain.
Yeah,
I've always liked like Skeletor from like He-Man. I always like the bad guys, and it's funny to call like the cops are the bad guys, and you're like, yeah, I want to play the cops because normally I don't want to play the cops. The last thing I want to be is a cop. So,
but it's okay in this.
It's okay because you're the bad guy. I will play a corrupt cop. That sounds like fun. A regular straight and narrow cop, not so much.
Well, we have that, don't we? In Corrupt City, we have those.
I know. That's why I'm part of it.
Can I be a brick? I'm not sure because I haven't played it, but that would be awesome. There's not enough like inanimate objects that you can play as in board games.
Oh, okay. So that reminds me. Don't forget, we'll have to talk about the rule thing. It reminds me that like I was hanging out with some guys and we were playing games and they asked me a question. It was like, about design or something like that. They were like, where do you how do you get practice in on designing and stuff? And I was like, well, you just design all the time. But I was like, well, one of the other crazy things I do is I think about things, and I think a lot of people do this. You think about things in you start thinking about it in game terms, and then you start figuring out what they're doing, and you make those actions. So, like if you saw somebody making a burger, you all of a sudden turn them into a player meeple, and you start thinking about the actions that they're taking to make the burger, and then how you want to do it like efficiently. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is in life. You just look at things and you say, how do you break this down into a game, and how does this work, right? But I didn't explain that like it has to, like for me it has to be like a person, or it has to be something that has agency. So he's like, oh, so do you mean like a stapler? Like if a stapler, like how much action points does a stapler get? And I'm like, sure. Never thought about a stapler taking actions before.
I like it.
Because like in general, you're thinking about things that have agency in the world, things that have what you would call a consciousness, but not a stapler or a brick. But I mean, sure, maybe it does. Maybe a brick can brick. I don't know.
Brick's got a brick, babe.
Yeah, brick's got a brick. Well, the thing that
all right. So about should we talk about the play?
Specifically, I was going to about the play. Yeah.
Let's talk about the play. Whatever you were going to say, you should say it.
Oh, it's real short. I used to have this thing against rules not being in the rule book and only being in the example.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like it drove Lyndon crazy, and it drives Brian crazy, and it used to drive me crazy. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait, it's all the rule book. Like the examples are the rule book too. Now it is much easier if it's just listed out in a bullet point, but just because it's in an example and not in the thing, I mean, that's annoying, but technically it's still in the rule book.
It's a risky thing though, because like we all learn differently, and there are some of us that will skip the images examples. And stuff. Some of us will hone in on pictures and examples because it's like, oh, this is great. I can see what they're talking about. That's me as well.
I need books with pictures.
Right. But then even I'm like a little bit all over the place. Sometimes I will skip it. It's weird. Like we're always a bit different. Ian said that's the worst. I only read examples if something comes up during play. Yeah.
See, that's the
Lyndon. I think I'm a bit like that too. I'm a bit of everything.
Well, see, Lyndon and Brian are that too a thing. And I used to be that way too. I used to agree. Then like the other day, I'm like, wait a minute. It's in the rule book still though. It's not the designer's fault you skipped over the example. The example was there for a reason. And they're like doubly bad for Ian because he has to draw examples. And so like he's skipping them from other people. Like one of his jobs is to make those examples, like draw the examples out. So he's like skipping part of his job. It's like the idea of like, I design art covers, but I don't look at them because that's not what the game is. But I do it for a job.
As soon as he's made it, he's like,
I don't
never looking at that.
I want to see what he says.
Never want to see it again. He said that in any rule book, that's what I'm talking about. In any rule book, I'm actively looking for anything I can skip. 100%. I wish I could just
skip pictures.
Like that kid, that GIF where the kid's like going like this and trying to get the
the knowledge into his head. Yeah,
that's me. Yeah. That's how I read rules.
My favorite freaking rule books used to be the Queen Games rule books because they were mostly big pictures, very little words, big pictures of what you do. It's
very orange.
Queen Games, they got usually, but
they're usually orange and they have. Yeah.
I can iconography my way through learning the rules through a Queen fucking rule book.
There's lots of space. There's lots of empty space usually.
Yeah, and it just shows you real big examples of what it's like. It's kind of like if you read hieroglyphs. It's kind of like that instead of actual words.
Not like that.
It is like that at all. Like fucking.
It's not like that.
It's completely like that.
That's
for me.
okay.
I'm advanced.
Do you want to talk about
the play?
How this went? Do you want to talk about how this went? Should we talk about it?
Yeah.
How it went?
I failed. Okay. Mo failed you.
I wasn't going to talk about that. Yeah.
I think the play would have been it would have been a better play had I built a mine in Salmo, shipped it to Pecora, and then shipped it back to Salmo to sell at there because I did have the extra investment. And generally in the cost, it's a good strategy to use one country, ship it to the other country, and then ship it to a whole nother country or back to the original country, provided you have the infrastructure and rails to make up for the money, because on the transport's where you make your money,
Yeah.
besides the other thing. So it's good to use that strategy against the bot, but I failed. I failed against it. Anything do you want to say in particular about the designing of the design of the play or anything? What did you have in mind to talk about?
I would like only thing I was thinking of was like we did the port priority.
Mhm.
Like you just started automatically doing the port priority for the bot
Mhm.
and instead of doing it random. And I actually think that might be better.
Port
I'm just
priority.
thinking oh, okay. So the first time the bot built a port,
Mhm.
it was meant to be random, right? Because the second time we did it the right way. But the first time we didn't do it the right way, you used the same priority list as you do
Ah,
with
I might have messed
Rail.
up like that. Yeah.
Well, we did, and I noticed after that it was like, oh, it's meant to be random. But I actually
It
thought that
can
was
be
better.
done like that. It can be done like that. It adds a little bit
Mm,
of time, but once the player understands how this works, once they get a
mm,
good understanding of how this priority list works, like first you do ones and then you do two and then you do three away and then you do four away, it'll make a lot of sense and it's probably better. If
yeah.
we should just add that as a rule or a side note optional rule, I don't know.
Yeah. Also the funny thing, so we went through this the other day and the bot got like 56 points or something like that, I think. So this was
I
actually quite a low score for the bot.
Mhm.
Because we went the politics were sort of more left leaning than
Yeah,
the
right.
it's
And I was
blue not
able
red.
not to go over a lot of his rails. Which is good. I think
Yeah.
last time I got rail screwed.
Yes. Yeah. It was good.
It only took an hour, and if you're
It's
good
very
at it, I'm
quick.
sure
Like
I'm
compared
sure
to
it
the
could take, yeah, compared to the real game.
yeah.
Like I think you can get it done in 30 minutes if you really know your shit. 45 minutes is going to be your average. An hour is maybe the first run, provided that you know the rules of the original game. And I think playing the solo will allow you to learn the rail rules better, learn how to play tactically.
Mhm.
Because the strategic part, I think, is the easier thing to learn in some. It's not easier to do, but it's easier to learn. And playing tactically in the cost is a little bit more difficult, and this gives you an active way to do it
Mhm.
because you know where he's going to go, you know what he's going to do, you know all of his actions, so you can battle him out
Yes.
in section by section.
Cool.
And
That's good.
like I said, Picoro is like my favorite map to play because it gives you a chance as a player going against the bot. It's supposed to be random, but if I can, and it was random, if I can, I'll pick Picoro.
Mm.
Salmo's not bad because it's got that bad rail. Just don't get railed up
Yep.
by the bot. Then it's going to be
Don't get
fucking.
railed up.
Well, yeah,
Like
because
you can help it.
well, no, he had rail priority. If I'd have gotten Salmo
Mm.
first and he would have built adjacent to me, I would have been following his rails a lot.
Yeah.
I still lost, so I guess it doesn't matter in the end.
That's true. Oh, good question. Ian asked, are the names of the countries based on anything?
Yes, the original name Salmo is like if you look up on Google old asbestos products, one of the companies was called Salmo, one of them's Picoro. Um, they're like basically it's this asbestos stuff that you would put inside of your furnace to line the inside of your furnace, so because asbestos is fire retardant.
Mm.
And it was mixed in a paste. So basically, you're putting asbestos in your house. And
Yeah.
one, I think it's Picoro that's the coolest one because like Picoro looks like it has like a devil on the outside of the can. It's really cool looking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Huh.
always wanted to make a shirt.
The Cora shirt.
Yeah,
So they were the businesses, and then
yeah, they were the companies that put out these products
yeah.
that were asbestos made, like in the 30s, And on the expanded content, let me flip one of these over.
Because I mean, you could look up where they still had, where they were still mining asbestos and things like that. There are, at the time that you made the game, there were still places, right, that were doing it.
Yeah, but I wanted
You
to
didn't
do
want to like.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted to do old companies that were no longer in business.
Yeah.
These Punica and San Malin, I think San Malin has to do with Sarah, Moe, and Lyndon in the name, and I don't remember what else. I don't remember. I got a list of how it came about. Punica, I don't remember.
Yeah.
One of them is Ulica, which is Uli, the owner of Spielworks.
Publisher. Yeah, owner of Spielworks.
And then what was the other one? The other one is, I forgot the name of the other one. Oh, I can bring them up. Let me load it.
Coins to Continue asks, any key takeaways from today's playtest you want to explore more? I think definitely that port priority. What else?
The thing is that the solo play we are very late in development. It's not early in development, so there's not, if something totally didn't work that we broke, then it would be heavy thought in it. We're in the stage, we're late in the stages, so we're trying to figure out, make sure the rules work, make sure the component count is right. We can have, once we get the components to Uli, like the count and about roughly the size and what's going to go on, the artists can have more to work with. During the development time, while we're waiting, we can iron out some of the rules as long as we're not adding new components. So as a designer, it's really hard to manage that, but what you've got to do is design it up to the point where you're not going to add any more components, and then during the middle time you have a lot more development time as you're waiting for the art to get done, waiting for just everything to line up. You'll be in design jail is what I call it, whenever you're waiting for the designer to send you stuff and waiting for the proofreading of rules and all that shit. You have a lot of time on your hands. You can design another game and go forward, but you can also use that time to further develop the design, iron out little bitty kinks, like the arbitrary numbers you put in there to make it work.
Ian said bloody artists.
Bloody artists, that's right. So like with our other game with the Corrupt City, it's in design jail. You're looking at 2 years of it just sitting in the shelf somewhere where they're trying to get it ready to publish at some point. The publisher has to decide what does it fit in his schedule for making games. So in that time, in these 2 years of us waiting for the art, waiting for everything to get scheduled, waiting for all that, it's development time. We could have spent 2 years developing it and then give it to the publisher, and then we're waiting another 2 years. So it's better just like, it's easier to do the hardcore development and adjustments after, but once you're pretty sure. And then I guess you call it the balancing phase. We're in the balancing development phase, but we can't really add a whole lot of components. Well, we can right now, but every component we add adds time, which means we might miss our deadline. So it's more ironing out the kinks at this point. But it's been played the hell out of, so there's not a whole lot of kinks that are game breaking. It's adjustments.
Yeah. And the cool thing about, I guess, the solo mode is that the way it works is it's quite random each time. Like it'll feel different each time, because you want that. You don't want it to be like, oh, the bot's just doing the same thing. Every game feels the same. And changes depending on what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now you've got loaded everything, all of the things.
Oh, Remus was the other place, and that one is based on Rome, because I think about Rome at least once a day.
You think about Rome at least once a day?
That's the.
I think about bands. I think about bands. Do you remember
that? What are
that?
they doing? Yeah, what are they doing? Was that Fred Armstead said that?
It was Fred Armstead on a podcast, and it was like he didn't think he was a very good partner. And was it with Neil Brennan that was interviewing him? And Neil
Yeah.
Brennan's like, why don't you think you're a good partner? And he's like, because I think about bands a lot. He's like, I just think about bands a lot.
Like, what are they doing? What are they doing
Oh
right
my God.
now? It was
Yeah, what are
pretty
they
funny.
doing right? It was just funny. It was funny when he said it.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
there's a meme that's out. I don't know if you've seen it, where it's like, how often do guys think about Rome? And like, it's just a stupid question, and like, guys are like, I think about it like once a day. It's a stupid meme, just to.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, it's just funny how much Rome comes in our modern culture, and it's like really, it's an idealized version of Rome. It's not like the actual Rome, you know.
Right.
So I thought it was funny to add Remus in there just to show I think about Rome at least once a day.
Oh my God. Okay, hang on. There's some more comments. Coins to continue said, yeah, akin to a day one patch for a software release. You work on the errata, etc., in the interim leading up to the release. Makes
Exactly.
sense, right? That kind of thing. Coins to continue also said, we've already thought about a German metal band from the 80s today, thanks to Mo.
Oh yeah, fucking accept. Balls to the wall, man.
Right.
They are German. I forgot that.
Luna Thick said, when I'm on the toilet, I wonder which celebrities around the world are on the toilet at the
at the same
same time.
time, huh? You know what?
I've never thought of that.
If we are psychic, if there's just one basic consciousness and we're all connected, right? Like maybe you can hone in. Maybe that's the perfect time to hone in. Maybe you can like experience their body on the toilet at the same time. Maybe you don't want to.
I'm not even gonna. Yeah. Oh, now you will. Trust me. Yeah, I think I will probably. That's done now.
I think
Or I'll think about bands.
the best thing would be like think about the celebrities you don't want on the toilet at the same time that you're on the toilet.
Stop it. Okay. And then Ian said the Roman Empire specifically.
Yep.
Yeah. Not like now.
Not just Rome. Not like thinking
Not
about
just Rome and
yeah, like we're thinking about the Pope. Right now, thinking about the Pope.
On the toilet. I'm thinking about the Pope on the toilet.
Did I ever tell you that me being I think I have, me being scared of the crocodile that was flushed down the toilet?
Maybe. I think you have mentioned this.
Yeah,
yes.
Back in the 80s, it was a made for TV movie, and I think it was based in Australia, where a kid had a pet crocodile, and it got flushed down the toilet, right? And so it's a made for TV movie, so it's like a 2 hours with commercials, whatever. And there was this crocodile in the toilets in the sewer. And it wasn't that scary of a movie. Like people ended up going looking for it.
Toilet was going to pop up in, right?
Right. And he did. Like some magical way he came up toilets and like attacked and shit. And they went down into the sewers to hunt him down. And then I'm sure Ian's seen this. Has heard about this. Because he knows horror movies, right? It was
Ian said it's not Alligator the 80s movie? Is that what
it might be?
Of?
Well, this one was a made for TV movie. Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was a crocodile. An alligator, no, I'm not as scared of an alligator.
Right.
I'm scared of crocodiles is more. But anyway.
So aren't as scary.
It affected me so much because I was so young when this came out that I would go to the restroom and try to pee and cut it short. So, because I didn't want to give the alligator.
That's bad for you. That's not
I didn't want to get the alligator enough time to find out because he can sense you're peeing.
So, you want to get in?
Yeah. So I had this thing where like I would run out of the bathroom. I would close the rim. I had to close the lid because I didn't want him to come out in case he was in there. Close it, flush it, and run the fuck out of the bathroom as fast as I could. And wash your hands in the kitchen because I didn't want to get attacked by the alligator, dude. And then it made like a psychological imprint on me or some shit. I did that until like I was 12, and I didn't know why I did it. I didn't know why I preferred to wash my hands in the kitchen, and I didn't know why I wanted to always cut short and get out of the bathroom as quickly as I could.
Right.
Then
You'd forgotten the original fear, but you still had
the tics. Yeah. Huh. It took me a while to figure that out, and it's like, oh shit, I need to fix this. This is not going to be. This makes me crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to explain this to like my friends
Yeah,
when I'm 21, kind of
right.
thing.
So you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, why do you keep washing your hands in the kitchen? You're like everything you touch, you're contaminated until you get into the kitchen. I don't want to get eaten by the alligator.
Ian said there's an Aussie croc movie called Dark Age, but it's in the wild, not in the sewers.
Oh, I remember that one. I remember Dark Age. I've seen that. Like I
I
remember
have
the
not.
funky looking crocodile. It was very rubbery from what I remember.
I think the giant thing in the sewer thing is more American. Totally. I think
Probably.
sewer dangers are
It's an American thing.
an American thing, yeah.
Probably.
Or like sewer sometimes good things, like the Ninja Turtles
I don't
and
think
Mario.
if you ask the Ninja Turtles, I don't think they would necessarily think it's a good thing. It's just it's just their origin, but like I don't think they would prefer.
No, but for me, it's a good thing. I don't mind them being there.
Yeah, I don't think you should be happy about the misfortunate instance of where turtles have to grow up. You should
No,
want
that's
better for the
true.
turtle. You should
No,
want
I
better
do
for the
want better
turtle.
for the turtle. What are we talking about? Let's talk about the. I do want better for turtles. Okay, tell us about the expansions, the modules, if you want.
I can go quickly. Okay, so we've got
You
leaders.
loaded
Those
it for a
lead
reason,
I
I
just loaded
assume.
it to talk about the last one. I forgot the name of it, which is Remus. Okay, so leaders are basically you can look at it like a political type party. We call them leaders because each country will have a leader, but we show the lion or the tiger as a basically kind of like a political party that's fictional, but they influence how a country works. So let's say you can nominate leaders per country so they can all be part of the lion party. So you'll just have a token in each one. You don't actually have a name of an actual leader. You won't have like Chairman Mao or some shit in there. So you have leaders, which change the way the country works, as well as countries themselves that are different and they also work differently. They're unique countries. So they're new uh, geography as well as having a little bit of quirk to them. The leaders can come in and out, so it's kind of like powers that come in and out, and you can vote them in or out depending on how much work you do in the country to gain political will. That political will is spent specifically for leaders. And then you have events that are stronger or different events, unique events. I think we called them unique events, right? I think we. And then we
We did.
have what else do we have that we added? Contracts, which are ways to gain uh, to gain blue dice that are not being mined in play. So like somebody can mine in a die normally, but you can use contracts to basically bring in a die that allow you to run a mill without running a mine. So because no one's ever gonna send you blue dice if you don't have your own mine and you have a mill, you're shit out of luck because no one will ever send you a die unless it's their first play and they don't get it. But you can use
Oh,
contracts
it's
not
it's
to ever because
possible. There are situations where you send someone else
it's
a
very
dice. Like if you want to,
situational. It's very
right? If
situational.
you want to trash the country, totally. Or if you've got like a ton of rail money, that's you're gonna get from it. You
Right. But
might.
one of the things that the contracts does is it allows you to circumvent having your own mines. It allows
Yeah.
you to just run mills. They're
Mill
expensive
strategy.
to
New
do.
strategy. Mill
Yeah,
strategy.
a new mill strategy. What else do we got? Because we got leaders, we got the events, we have unique countries, and then contracts. So I think that's it, right?
Leaders is really fun. I really like the leaders.
Right. And it adds so much time because of the upkeep and trying to get everything done is that we don't suggest that you play with a lot of the modules. In fact, I would say the first time, play with each module once and not go crazy because every time you add a module, it adds a little bit more upkeep, which adds a lot of it. Time accumulates per player. It's basically cumulative.
Yeah. Because the leaders one adds a whole, election phase, I guess. Or it's wrapped up into the upkeep. So that, that adds time. And then I think the contracts one doesn't add too much time. Oh, it adds a little bit because there's the auction, the contract tokens. The special events one doesn't doesn't add too much time.
It adds AP because now you have added, like you're adding $1 here, adding $1 there. So as far as strategy time, it might add not a whole lot of time in the game, but for you to think about what you want to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
The decision space is wider.
Yep. So Coins to Continue asks, not sure if it was mentioned, but will the solo and expansions be coming to crowdfunding with a reprint of the cost?
Yes, as far as I know. Right now, the plan is that there's a Spanish company who wanted to contract the cost and make the cost in Spain. So they talked with Uli, and so far in negotiations, it sounds like there'll be a reprint of the cost through Spielworks, which is very rare. Spielworks has never done it before. I don't know if we're going to be the first or it's going to be another game that's going to beat us to it, but we'll be one of the first few that ever gets reprinted through Spielworks themselves, and then it'll have the expanded content, so to give people a reason to buy the new stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think the new expanded material is going to be able to play with the old version unless you don't mind the iconography difference. So it'll be crowdfunded through Spielworks and also the Spanish company. And Spielworks right now has a new partnership with Capstone, so it's possible that the cost will fall under that and also be at the Capstone. But I haven't been told one way or another. But I know they have a partnership, and they had posted socially that anything made through Spielworks in the next couple of years will also be made through Capstone. And so that's why I'm saying it might be.
Mm-hmm. I just remembered the victory trophy.
Oh,
did you talk?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the other thing that's part of the expanded material is a win trophy, but you get it from winning the game safely. So if you kill somebody, if one of your miners dies, you don't get it. So
you'll have it in the game, but you're not supposed to open it. It's like it'll be sealed and given to the first person who does it.
Who does it, and then they get to unlock it.
Kind of like they do in a legacy game, kind of like, don't open this package until this happens. And then they keep the trophy until somebody makes more points than them without killing.
Less. Remember, it's less.
Oh, yeah, so you less points than them without killing. So they have to win and they have to win and do it safely with less points.
Less points.
More efficient.
Right. More efficient. And also, that's less capitalism, I guess. Less greedy. Right? Less greedy.
Right. Because there's always been this underlying part of the cost, which has been a question that we've had in the design and development part, is once you beat a player, right? Once you beat other players and you know you're going to win, and you decide to kill workers just to kill them, to maximize your points, because that's what us gamers do. How fucked up is that in a game where you have meeples that represent people and they die? So why would winning by 1 in the cost is the same as winning by 20? Usually, I mean, maybe you're more skilled, maybe you're not. Whatever the situation is, but why do it? Why kill more workers just to kill them?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Board game philosophy crap. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess some people, when they play, want to beat their previous score. Like, they're trying to get the best score because they're trying to beat their previous score. But yeah, if you're not thinking about what you're actually doing in this game, it's like, oh, but
right.
Really?
If I'm going the killing people route, then a better way to win would be win with a higher score, or not as high score, but the main part is kill less people.
Yeah.
But since we're gamers and we want to min max everything, it's always I want the highest number, higher number good.
Yeah.
I think this is
Coins to
the trap.
Continue says that gets to the core of the subject matter. Fantastic addition. Yeah, I think that's cool. And then there'll be like a little, like maybe on the back of the rule book or whatever, you can put your name and the date and like what the score was, so you can like track it. And
Right.
yeah,
We spoke about, and we haven't talked to the publisher about it, but making the expanded content, like if like what was it? The Tasty Minstrel, is that what it was called? The Tasty whatever T. I forgot the name of the company, but they used to deluxify shit. They used to make games and call it the deluxified version.
Yeah.
We kind of want to do something like
the Tasty Minstrel.
Something like that. It was
Rings
like a
a bell.
dragon. Yeah, it was a dragon on the cover. They sunk as a company. But anyway, their versions of stuff were called deluxified. And that's what they were Kickstarters used to say, deluxified version, whatever. Yeah. Want to do something similar to that, but instead of calling it deluxified, we'll have something kind of a negative connotation to it. Something like, the what was it? The
materialistic or something version?
Yeah, the materialistic version or something like that, to show that like I would never buy the deluxified version of my own game.
Right. We're kind of against it.
Yeah.
We're kind of against that thing, but some people want those fancy components.
Thing. Yeah, and more of a reason. Like, okay, so what's so great or evil? Is it better to have a game that shows an artistic view and maybe pushes game culture in a direction, and also shows an interesting thing about capitalism or whatever? Or that's one side. Have more of those in there and sweeten the deal by putting the deluxified version of it on there. Or is it better to go through our minimalistic nature, where we want to have the least amount of parts in a game and sell it? See, I would prefer to sell it with the very least amount of parts, but that appeals to a very small group. I'd rather more people have it and me laugh at them for having it and calling them capitalist or materialist for having the amount. And I don't know, it's just weird. It's just a weird thing, and I think it goes with the theme a little bit.
Yeah, and like when we were working on this too, we had to question ourselves about those things as well, because like how many components do we really want to manufacture? Like, can we use leftover player pieces instead? Can we use some other token to represent some other thing, like if we're adding a module? But then you don't know if like players are going to embrace that or not, or whether they're going to be like, oh, I just wish there was a component that just has this thing, so I don't have to because then there's something else for the player to remember, right? Which is a big ask in a heavy game, or especially in a game that is already heavy originally, and then you're adding modules which make the game more complex, a lot more complex. So yeah, so we ended up not doing that, right? Basically,
right. The first edition, I think, had the highest barrier to entry. This edition, I think it'll look a little bit more presentable and have those things that people want to collect. So the barrier to buy will be lower, and it'll be available more places. So we kind of have to. We don't have to, but I'm kind of trying to embrace it just to put it in more people's hands, because not that many people even know about the game. So it doesn't stop me from trying to make fun of them for buying it, because I don't want to own that fucking big ass copy. I want to own the minimalist copy. I don't need all that shit.
Coins to Continue said, I prefer my board games made out of rocks and twigs. Yes.
There we go.
We had this idea. Can I talk about that? The treasure chest thing?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we had this idea where we wanted to like basically design games that just had basic components, like, and then people could buy the basic components, like buy this like treasure chest thing. We're thinking about having like a fancy box, like a cigar box kind of thing, with like cubes and tokens and whatever, like kind of standardy ones, and then design a bunch of like board games based on these pieces. Maybe you'd need a few extra parts or something like that, and then you don't have to spend very much to get these few extra parts because you've already got the box full of stuff. That was our idea. It still might happen. I don't know. Maybe.
Right. It's just a shame to have like looking at like across the thing, looking at my stacks of board games and how many of them have stacks of yellow meeples per box, and it's such a waste. if I could have just a treasure box in the middle of a table, a nice table and a nice box, and you open the box, and this game says pull out 12 meeples, you just pull out the 12 meeples and put them in your game, and you're designing games around that box. And if a game, let's say, needs car tokens, well, you can just add the car tokens to the game when you sell it. So this game, everything you need for it is in the treasure box, except for these 5 cars that come with the game, and just add this to an empty slot in your tackle box.
Yeah. It's hard to do with complex themes as well, because the cost has a very specific theme. So you need a lot of extra stuff for that. It's easier to do with abstract games, obviously, but we don't design those. So yet anyway. Lunatic said that's a brilliant idea. Ian said, I think asking players to reuse tokens is a step too far and likely confusing. But I think that if a game is critical of capitalism, then the idea of a deluxe copy is maybe in the opposition to that. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's why we're going to
make struggling fun of
those people who buy it.
Right.
Hey, Ian, I'm going to pray about it. That used to be the answer. I used to work for a guy, like he owned the company I was working for, and every time there was some kind of conflict, some kind of like real conflict, like some bullshit, like to ask about his moral judgment, and he would say, well, we're going to do it, but I'm going to pray about it. He was serious.
That was serious. To get himself off the hook.
Yeah, to get himself off the hook. Yeah, he meant it.
Oh, wow.
He meant it that, like,
that's terrible.
Praying, he's going to pray away whatever the
bad feelings that he had.
He's going to pray away the bad feelings. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So that's like, this makes me think, like, okay, so let's see. I wanted to say, let's say he ate boogers, right? And he felt that he had a moral problem with the fact that he ate boogers, but he loved the taste. Well, okay, I'm using that as a metaphor for masturbation. Okay, so he loved to eat boogers, and he loved the taste of boogers or whatever, right? And but he felt that it was
you made it so much worse, like.
So then he prays away after eating the boogers. He just prays it away. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Well,
pray it away.
It's like that meme I sent you, the one, where the kid's like, he wrote in his high school quote or whatever was, I asked God for a bike or something, but then I remembered how God works. I remember God doesn't work that way, so I stole a bike and then asked for forgiveness.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, it's that. I guess it's that, right?
Yeah.
It's that mentality. Oh wow.
Just need justification.
Lunatic said, if you want to explore it, you should do it now before 3D printing is cheap and in every home. That is the Christian loophole. Just ask Sky Daddy for forgiveness.
No,
Ian said,
go ahead.
I'm not sure you can make fun of people buying it if you make it in the first place. It's like films that are self-aware about genre tropes and then go ahead and fall prey to those exact tropes. Just because you comment on it doesn't excuse you from partaking in it.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
We're not excused from it. We're just pray about it. We're going to pray about it.
No, but it's not really our choice, is it? Is it your choice? Can you say don't? It's a publisher choice, I think, isn't it?
Well, right now, actually, I could, because I technically have the fucking contract.
Right,
the contract date is over, so it really is on me. Like,
it hasn't been negotiated yet.
Yeah, we haven't negotiated the new contract, and I'm not going to right till the very end.
Leave it to the last second.
Yeah, leave it right to the last second. Wait till the art is done and everything. Say, hey, wait a minute, we haven't signed this contract. I think I need a few more pennies.
You certainly have a lot of power to make your own decisions then at that point.
A little bit more power than before.
Yeah, it's not the premium thing or whatever is not. It's not final. I don't know what that is yet.
We're the last to know. We're just stupid designers.
Yeah. Coins to Continue says, very cool concept, a modular kit with shared components. I'm intrigued by Friedman Friese's 504. Yeah, I did play that.
I heard bad things about the game itself, but it was an interesting concept. And the thing that
it is a cool concept, but it's, yeah.
The thing I wanted to say about the modular components is that if you do it right, your idea is not to make money on the components. Your idea here is to make a community of people who are interested in doing this, other designers, other whatever. So if you can 3D print it, that's fine. Or you make your own damn box, whatever. But as long as they're supporting designers that are designing stuff specifically for this box, it'll allow some designers to circumvent publishers and just go straight to the people that want to play it. And it's easier to DIY if I don't have to fucking make all the goddamn tokens and shit. I just have to give you printed boards and whatnot. So I think it'll do great for the people who are interested in interesting concepts that haven't been polished to shit, like polished into a game that has no problems at all, because I kind of like games with sharp edges, and I think it would help that. And I also don't think you don't need all of board game fandom to embrace it. You need less than 1% of them to like it, because as long as you're kind of going around the publisher, there's more money to be had for the designers to do stuff like that. So it's
Yeah,
that
we
thing
were
where
thinking of kind of like a subscription, right? A subscription
yeah,
service, and then you could have like any designer could design something for it and put their game up there and
it's closer
whatever.
to you. I don't know if you've heard where like musicians say like it's better to sell 100 CDs that you own versus get signed and sell 10,000 money wise. You'll make more on the CDs that you own, as long as you own your own shit, and that kind of allows more designers to own their own stuff because they don't have to worry about the manufacturing, as long as they can get a few people to buy in.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of board gamers go to Kickstarter to sell their thing themselves, because
It
publishers don't
used to be
give
that way.
designers anything.
It used to be that way. Now it's just
All right.
pre-order for big companies.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. So I played Friedman Freeze's 504 a few times, and it that was like not modular components. That was like modular everything. Rules. Modular rules. Like, I think, yeah, it was 504 I mean, like, it's obvious, right? If you've got someone designing 504 games in one set, it's not going to be amazing. Like, how can it be? That's too much. It's way too much.
But the concept is interesting. Really
Yeah.
interesting concept.
Concept was interesting. Yeah, but if you're thinking, oh, I just need to buy this and then I never need to own another game, yeah, it's not going to, unfortunately, do that for you.
If you're
For
in
anyone.
our Discord, soon as we get the rules rewritten and make sure that we got the right components and stuff, we're gonna save this as a workshop and give you a link so that you'll be able to play with it, and of course get the rules and all that crap just on the
Yeah.
cost if anybody's interested.
Yes,
We hadn't said anything like that.
that's true. I'm glad you said that. Ian said, I also think multiple versions of games are a fucking plague. Yes, agreed. It's a mess. I don't like it. Just make the best version and have the courage of your convictions. I deal with this a lot. Coins to Continue said it would be like a perpetual game jam. Yeah.
Well,
Game of the week, month, etc.
The cool thing is like that game jam idea is that designers can just buy the box themselves, so they can have all the components they need and build towards this box. And so it's really easy to get a game for, if I wanted to get a game to Sarah in Australia, and I just tell her the pieces and give her the PDFs to print it. It's really easy to get that going. We don't have to deal with shipping and all that shit, because she'd have the box, and the same thing would go like if we did a PAX, you could have your own little, like, the boxes of these treasure chests available at the PAX, so that designers can just show up and not have to pack prototypes and whatnot, as much stuff when it comes to packing prototypes or whatever.
Yeah. And if they're PMP files, they can print it any way they want. They can make it fancier if they want. They can print it on their home printer if they want.
If you got an Etsy, you can print all this shit for other people.
Yeah.
You can print it and do the deluxeified version.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism. Let's do it.
Ian said, what you're talking about is somewhere between PMP and the Winsome model. I think most players who would be excited about that sort of model won't actually buy a box of components because they're already used to finding their own cubes, poker chips, etc.
Probably, but you don't need that many people to buy into it. I think the problem is Ian, that we're not looking for success in the traditional sense. We're looking for spreading of ideas. As long as you have a small punk rock version of it, it works. You don't need. You're not looking to make a company out of this that's going to deal with overhead. What you're just trying to get people to look at the waste and have a community of people that you can share ideas with. That's my version. Like my version is it's really about connecting with people. It's not looking at it as a real good business model, because then I would be exactly like Ian and said this is not going to work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just do it. Like when the early tape trading days, the whole reason why death metal exists is because of the early tape trading days. And it was the fact that you had cassettes. You could record it yourself and send it to somebody and say, check this out. And then when you did that, you would put in little flyers of other bands that were local, and you would just ship it, send it to them. And then, these bands just started spreading like wildfire. The problem now is that we don't see models like that anymore. We see everything that's being modeled. We look at like corporations or publishers as the standard, and we can do whatever we want to do. We don't have to look at their version of doing it as a model for our success. We don't have overhead.
Yeah. And Ian said, right, if the necessity to own a box of components is a barrier for some people, find your own components approach might be better. Yeah, definitely. We could have like you can buy the P&P stuff. Like let's say you've got a subscription, we can include that in the subscription. Like these are the components you'll need. You can buy this box. It has everything you need and it's fancy or whatever.
You can go down to Kmart or Walmart, and buy it your damn self.
Or just open them from the games you have already, and like that's obviously the preference, right. But
and our power will be into shaming you for doing that. No, I'm just kidding. That's how we make our money, by shaming you by not doing it our way.
Right. You get $1 per shame.
Right. You're not part of our religion. You're part of some other damn religion.
The shame. What is it? The shame wizard in Big Mouth.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Shame Wizard.
I love the Shame Wizard. She's great. Lunatic said price and perception are related concepts. So even if profit isn't your measure of success, perceived value still drives awareness. Ian said, right, that would be super interesting to see how that would go. Yeah, but, I mean, we'd have to have like several designs before we started selling a subscription thing. I mean, we didn't know how, like with a subscription type deal, how many we should need to come up with within a certain amount of time. Like, is that 2 games every 6 months? Is it 2 a year? What does it look like?
Right, and then you also have to take that we have taken a break from this idea for over a year, because it was something we were hardcore really talking about, and then Corrupt City happened, and then publishing this, and then there's another game that we're working on, and there's just life happens, so we kind of put it on the back burner. So this is really just discussing possible ideas for it.
Yeah, and it is harder for us because we don't see. The thing is, like, everyone's a hypocrite, right, to some degree, or about some things, and so are we, because we end up making these games and they're like really quite complex, and so they have a lot of components, and so even though we're like, oh, it would be nice to make less stuff, we end up
making more stuff.
Right. Like Corrupt City ended up being pretty.
It's a fucking hog.
Big. Yeah.
Table hog.
Yeah.
And so is that little 2-player game, the Matchstick Girls. It's also a table hog for what it is.
Yeah.
But
ones that have like lots of cards is not too bad too, because the cards are easy to P&P, like, and everyone's got card sleeves or everyone's got playing cards. Just if you want to make it thicker, like you can print stuff on your home printer and just like on the crappiest paper and then cut it out, put it in, with a playing card in a sleeve, and it feels fine, that kind of thing. It's easy enough to do.
I just think it would be really cool for designers to have another avenue for getting their games in front of people without having to do all that we have to do to get published through a traditional publisher, and wait all this time before it actually gets into somebody's hands, and we have a lot less control over the decisions we've made, and the design sometimes those have to change in the development stage because the publisher feels a certain way, and they're the ones risking the money, so you usually have to conform to what they want,
Yeah.
depending on how strongly they want it.
Yeah. Oh, where did I get up to? Here we go. Coins to continue. I think the component kit is optional, open source. Making it available as a kit is perhaps a convenient way of onboarding someone into the concept and lowering the barrier of entry.
Definitely.
And Lunatic asked, are you business partners or part of a greater group of collaborators? Yeah, well, we're partners, business partners, double partners. But yeah, but it would be cool to like, we don't have a bigger group of collaborators, but like designers, I think designers would get on board if we had a model that worked, but I think we'd need to design some first, show that the model works probably before they came on board. I don't know.
It would be unfair to have designers jump on board and not have any kind of monetary compensation for their work. It'd be something they would have to believe in. So, it's kind of like asking an artist to draw to do your art for free and then you'll pay them later. It kind of doesn't work like that. It's not very fair. So we're the ones that would want to risk it not doing anything. It's just a risk for us. And if the model started working, well, then maybe you'd have the power to have other people believe in it and go forward with it.
Yeah. And Ian said, I think it's also a model that would maybe lend itself to a range of similar games, broadly speaking. It works great for Winsome, because if you like their style, you'll likely enjoy most of their stuff. If every game is wildly different, that's a hard sell for a subscription. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. You would be buying into the people. I think their style of design versus the like it's easy to say like Cubrels and Winsome, yeah, that's its own thing, and it could work in that style if someone just wanted to make Cubrels. But of course, at this point, they would have to make the Cubrel community buy into their designs. That's a huge barrier right there in the first part.
But let's say we did get a whole bunch of designers or whatever on board that were keen to join in on this, then on the subscription thing, then you might have you get a game every month. Let's say you get a game every month, right? Or 2 months, whatever. And you can pick from these. And then they have the choice. Like they might have a choice of one that Mo designed, one that I designed, one that someone else designed, Ryan Courtney designed. I don't know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, and once you get into there, then some people just buy them for the set or buy them to have all of them or whatever. Then it's less of the, I only like train games and they only make one train game. So there's going to be people that are just going to want to have it because of it's hard to get in the first place, or it's this little unique thing, and they'll just be collecting sets. So that's also another thing to look at is some people will just buy it to be part of the community.
Right.
As long as you have an active community, a lot of people buy into things just to be part of the community. NFTs are a big example of that.
And then they can talk about, what did you think of the latest one?
Right.
Was it good? Was it not? Like they can discuss it and blah, blah.
And we haven't talked about this being exclusive. It's not like someone has the component list. They can do their own subscription model. They're following the same thing. So you don't necessarily have to subscribe to us. You can subscribe straight to them, or you can talk to that designer and get it straight from that designer. It's not something we're trying to patent and say, this is our way. And if you do it like us, you're cheating us out of money. It's just an idea of trying to get more games in front of people and have the designers be able to show their work. I think if you look at it the other way and try to make it exclusive to only like we're the entryway to this thing, I think that I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, designers can just handle their own stuff, and we all just
right. Or we can all group and we could do a co-op. It could be figured out. I mean, this is stuff we just haven't really talked about in a year.
Right, but I think the co-op thing would be cool. But then, yeah. Anyway. We like you said. Okay, so Liminal Tuner, which is Daniel.
Oh, Daniel.
I remember. Everyone's got everyone's got a different name on every platform, okay? I just can't remember them. But Daniel, I know that's you. Hi, Daniel. Actually, where were you before? I didn't miss anything you said before, did I hope I didn't.
Real quick thought. I should say, call myself Mo Sucks and then the platform. So like most sucks on X, most sucks on Twitter, most
Yeah.
sucks on. That's like works because most sucks on. Where does he suck on now? Oh, he sucks on fucking Discord. I like it. God damn, I gotta
But
go
you'll
change
just
my name
mow
on everything.
everywhere, and that's just fine.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm TBG and I'm fucking.
Oh, yeah, you are too. Damn. All right. So Daniel said, I think the tape CD analogy doesn't quite match because the physical media was standardized and cheap to produce because of its huge scale that allowed the small productions to use the existing infrastructure, factories for tape decks and CD players, and user base owners of audio systems. Which
I,
going
I,
deep
I,
into
I
a
agree
deep
with
dive into cassettes.
I agree with that, but then also, but alongside of that were the zines. So what happened also is like I was into this. I tried to make a zine. What we did is we just went around, interviewed a bunch of fucking bands because they were easy to get a hold of, and then we tried to make a magazine, a fanzine on a Xerox copier, and like everybody was doing this, and we were trading them, and it was very DIY kind of
DIY.
stuff. So I think we're not trying to model necessarily the tape part of it. We're trying to model the community part of it.
Yeah. Okay. He also said the component box is like buying the sound system before you know if anyone will support the cheap part of the format. And then the target player base is limited to people who already have the kit, so it could be hard to convince a designer, developer, publisher to target it. Resale of designs you don't enjoy is also hard. Yeah, it wasn't you have to own the treasure box. We never had that idea. It was never you have to own this.
Yeah, the list of components is out
more
there. You can build your own.
Yeah. Or there's that
Take them out of other games or
there's
whatever.
websites that have all the components. What's that website that has the components if you need them?
The one
So
I
you can
like
build
is
your own.
Game Crafters is the one I use.
That's the one. Yeah. That's the one. Daniel said he watched the whole thing. He's just commenting. Oh, cool. Okay. And Ian said if John Borra came out with a game about making coffee, I think a huge portion of his audience would have zero interest in it. Yeah, probably. Unless it was like you're moving that coffee around.
We're going to call the trains coffee.
Yeah, we're going to call these cubes coffee. Oh, dear. Yeah, so anyway, it was just an idea we were playing with because we thought about just, like what Mo said, having the same components and all these different boxes, and it's like,
Yeah, it's when the other thing that is hard for people to get their heads around is we're trying to foster a community. We're not really trying to foster game sales and success in that traditional sense. As long as you can get game designers doing shit, you're winning. And me as a designer, if that box existed, I would buy it just to have the components in a place in the middle of my table that looks cool, because I'm always trying to build shit instead of having to use, like in TTS, you should see some of my tables just have a fuck ton of components on there so that I can play around.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is that I would like, I know you're saying you want to just let the designers showcase their stuff, but I would want to try what they came up with before it was on the website.
Oh yeah. Before you not back in Israel. Before you support it, you definitely want to play it.
Oh, I was going to say I would want to play it to make sure it was good before we were like putting it up on our
on our thing. But I mean, they could put it up on their own, and we could direct people like so and so. Like Daniel's making his own games. He's part of our community. Go check him out.
Yeah. Daniel said, I've also considered how to make the base kit plus minimal custom extra work myself. I think it's interesting, but not sure it can be economical.
It's definitely not economical. I think that's one of the first things you have to admit. It's not economically sound. But that's not the point. There's a lot of things we do that are not economically sound. I've got a pile of
board game design is not economically sound.
Well, owning over really 200 not. Board games, and I play 5, that's not sound. And they're made out of organic material that's slowly decayed. The games they're not as good as they used to be. They're just slowly dying there. But
like if you just take the hours that you spend designing a game and then look at how many dollars you get,
pennies on the dollar.
Jeez, I couldn't eat on this.
It's such a waste. There's no way you could eat one meal on it. It's freaking nothing. the amount of time put into the cost is well into, I would say 11 cents an hour is what I'm getting paid, maybe less.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts. But yeah. Anyway, it's been the 2 hours.
Okay, so we're gonna try to be on Twitch once a week.
We're not going to try to be. We're going to be. We are
at least
going
one
to
of
be.
us. At least one of us, one of our representatives, at the very least, will be on Twitch for you it's Friday, for me it's Saturday at this same time that we're on there. Talk about games. Maybe we'll be designing games, whatever. It's not going to be part of the podcast. It'll just be hanging out and doing shit.
Yeah, we want to do a kind of design brainstorm / showing how we start designing stuff. I guess like how we approach things. I thought that might be fun / interesting maybe. So we want to do that. I don't know if that'll be next week or not. And then also we've got the cost expansion stuff. Yeah, just designing.
We just want to show up. Whatever happens is going to happen.
Yeah,
the main thing is just showing up. Yeah, the main thing is just showing up. We'll show up.
Yeah.
So hopefully other people will show up, and it'll be cool.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining, everybody. I hope it was interesting.
If not, I'll make it more interesting next time.
Make it more interesting next time.
Yeah, it'll be better next time. Next time there'll be a lot more interesting things coming out of my mouth.
I was so rusty because I haven't done this in so long, and being live, and I've been really sick as well. My voice is a bit bleh. I've been sick. Making excuses now. Constant continue says, sounds great.
I thought you meant
Thanks
mentally. What?
I've been so, yeah. It's one of those colds where I'm all like, huh? Don't know what's going on. Ian said, thanks, top 10 vampire movies next week. I love
Martin's my top 3, Martin. I got to say Martin is in my top 3. And in my top 5, definitely Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula's in there.
We're going to be here all day now. You know that, right?
Oh, no. I'm not going to name them all. I'm not going to name them all. I'm just saying Martin is an amazing vampire movie.
Well, now no one's going to join because you're like, spoilers.
Well, I might change my mind. I got to go through I got to look at my vampire movies. There's a lot of them.
Ian said Martin is the best.
It's fucking good. It's so goddamn good.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Bye.
How do you turn this damn thing off?